Hello everyone, and welcome back to Tales from the Yawning Portal. My name is Max, and I'll be your dungeon mistress this evening as we run through a very fun and suddenly very interesting scenario that has fallen upon our group of adventurers. I am joined by the lovely Karan playing Caswin Bellabel, Andrew playing Raphael, and this evening, Reyna McGuire playing Della Kiergrand. But we are unfortunately missing one of our friendly members of the party, and you'll get to find out more about that as the evening continues. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what's going to happen yet, because we have to get through some announcements. So sorry. First off, Talespire. All the visuals and all the music you'll be hearing this evening is from our lovely friends at Talespire. We're not affiliated with them, but goddamn do they have a great application. If you are ever interested in making beautiful boards with a Z-axis added to it, please check out Talespire. They have partnerships with Hero Forge. They make wonderful assets and boards. And it's just a really cool application that you can use and all your friends can join you. Secondly, Tales Tavern, an accompanying shout out. Tales Tavern makes awesome pre-made assets like many of the ones you'll see tonight. Once again, one of the maps you might be seeing this evening is by Pseudo Wyvern. If we get to that, we'll see. Big shout out to everybody on there. It's just a website where people upload all their Talespire creations, make it very, very easy for you to make really awesome stuff really fast for your games. So big shout out to all the people on there. Just a quick reminder before we get into tonight's session. It may or may not be relevant, we'll see. But Valor tokens help grant players luck in the party blessings and curses. You can gain Valor tokens simply by just watching our stream and participating. Use the command point commands, ! Point commands, to see ways you could influence the game. Also, please do not forget to check out the Monday night stream that's currently going on, Chromatic Academy, if you can. I believe they're still running. I don't know if they did last week. I'm in the dark about that personally. I should check in more often, but if you can, at least go check out the VODs and stuff. They're on YouTube. Very awesome stuff. And also check out the VODs for our stuff if you haven't watched it before, because we're on episode 14, baby. Catch up. Okay, so that is all the announcements we had. Slightly shorter list this evening. So it's time to get your torches lit, because we are about to delve deep here on Iron Valor. And welcome back, everyone, to Tales from the Yawning Portal. It's been 1 week in real time, but in game time it has been but moments. As our friends, our lovely heroes from the Yawning Portal themselves, have just been hit with quite a blow. The member of their party known as Claire been abducted, it seems. Last session, there was a return from a great adventure into this hidden shrine of Tamokan. Money was spent on fun magic items, talk was had, and fun conversation too with your local friend Grub, who was actually there during this kidnapping. But as you all were taking some time in the place known as Melora's Rest, there was a commotion as you realized that somebody that had been continually reappearing in Claire's space from their past, something like that, had found her yet again, and this time was not about to take it down, take it laying down. In the ensuing battle, there were perhaps civilian casualties, perhaps. More importantly, you fought through a crazy spectral mist being and a massive spirit dragon, and managed to catch up to the kidnapper Lotus, and almost stopped him. Unfortunately, due to just the sheer power that this individual possessed, and his skill set and his planning, your friend Claire was poof, removed from existence in front of your very eyes, along with Lotus and this big ass snake that had been summoned to combat Lotus. We come in now where the entire group, minus one, of on top of the board, the adventuring group, stands there next to a wrecked set of walls and bathrooms, and an empty space where your friend was laying just a moment ago. So, what do you do?
Kaz, realizing that she's been taken, is going to basically grab Grub. Because Grub's still conscious, right?
Yeah,
We gotta go find her. She just disappeared in thin air, and pretty sure you might know your way around here better than us. Let's go.
What do you mean?
And then I motion to Rafi and everyone else in the party. We got clearly not in here. It's got to be outside. She's got to be outside somewhere.
Rafi's just kind of bewildered at the moment.
Come on, man. We gotta move.
I'm gonna make a quick Arcana check for Grub. Okay. Grub kind of nods and is like,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's go find him.
Yeah.
It's probably like Dimension Door or something.
Okay.
How far can the door go?
Lead the way, I guess.
500 feet.
Oh.
Feel like
If that's what it was, I didn't know what he was doing. He was reading from a scroll for a while.
well, it seemed like it was somebody she knew.
Well, I guess we all race outside.
okay.
Yeah, we just book it outside. Kaz is like, they gotta be close.
You run outside and you see people running every which way, a few people shouting, several people scattering. You see several of the local guard of Waterdeep approaching. All of them bearing a breastplate with the head of a griffin on it, and just one of the claws kind of peeking over the bottom of the motif. And you see several of them rushing around. A few are asking questions, and about 10 of them are heading towards the tavern that you guys just came out of. The restaurant, upper class place.
Basically, Kaz would kind of rush over to them and say, one of our friends just got abducted. So we need your help.
Were you inside when all this went down? When all these spells were being flung? We've received multiple reports from around.
Yeah, we were, and we're the ones who beat the dragon. You might have heard about me doing that.
Very all-around reports. Make a persuasion check for me real fast, because you're not lying.
All right. Persuasion.
You need them to help you.
Come on, boys. Come on, gang. That's a 19?
19. You look like a pretty reliable paladin yourself. Stay here with... And he gestures back at like a half-elven man with like a notepad and book at his side. He is also decked out in some of the garb, but none of it is nearly as heavy looking. It looks like he might be a scribe of some kind, maybe a police sketch artist or something. And he's kind of stay here with him, answer his questions, and we'll go inside and investigate. What does your friend look like?
She's like this tall, and Kaz is like moving his arms up and down. Like he's not really good at giving like an apt description. She's got big ears, but
Goodness,
she's pretty
she's
small.
A Haringen.
A Haringen? Okay.
Yes, a
Yeah,
very
that
pretty
thing.
Haringen. With she's wearing. She'll like describe what she's wearing and stuff. Like, have you seen her?
Not myself. We just came here. We were deployed from the nearest barracks. Do you have a description on the abductors?
He looked like a bitch. No, I'm kidding.
Wallace, write that down. Okay. Do you want to describe as best you can Lotus's appearance?
Yes.
Okay. I would say give me an intelligence or history check, depending on what you're
Let's hope Dad's memory is better than mine.
That's about all I could think would check for that particular check there.
Alright, it's same either way, let's see.
Super smart, right?
He was
Right there.
like he had 2 legs and arms, I'm pretty sure.
It's like a goblet but taller.
Yeah, he had a face, and he made this face with his face.
And he used magic, and it was like, bam, Claire's
Yeah.
gone.
Grub
Yeah.
kind of leans over and says,
And now she's gone.
she kind of looked like this. And you see as she casts a spell, and in her palm appears a little holographic image of Lotus.
That's him exactly.
That's what we
Bailing
described.
you out.
Yeah.
And you see the half-elven guy with just this scraggly brunette hair looks at that and is like furiously scrabbling. He's, okay, you could stay with him. We are going to go. Everyone make a perimeter, look for any kind of half-orcs or any Haringen in the area. Try and pin down anyone you can. If anybody's seen anything, if anybody's sniffed anything, I don't give a shite. Find them! And you see as several of the guards disperse around, this guy with the plume on his helmet, seemingly like a human with like a just gruff beard that you've been talking to, just barges straight towards the tavern, leaving you guys there. You find yourselves alone with this half-elven guy who is hurriedly scribbling down according to what Grub has projected for him. And as he kind of flips the paper around, it looks exactly like Lotus. It's like photorealistic almost. He's clearly very good at what he does.
Impressive.
This is the correct description, yes?
Aye.
Yeah, that's like spot on.
That sounds about right.
Perfect. Okay.
Sounds it was a picture.
What?
Oh, you said it sounds about right, but we're looking at a picture. I'm just never mind.
That is slightly confusing. You're right.
Looks about right, I guess. I don't know.
There we are.
Sounds
thank you
good.
for the clarification.
Yeah.
What do you know where they last went?
No, because that's what we're asking help with.
Yeah,
They
they just
just
kind of
failed.
disappeared. You ever see someone just stop existing?
Like they died, or they used a spell and teleported away?
That one, because they
That
were
one.
reading stuff off this page,
And then they were
bam,
gone.
they were out of
Oh,
here.
the scroll.
Yeah,
Was-
the scroll.
Was there like a circle that was being drawn on the ground? Did they grab?
They just read a lot, I think.
They were reading.
That's what it
So
seemed
was a
like.
I don't know.
scroll
We were fighting a
sometime.
dragon. Kind of preoccupied.
There was a lot going on.
That is
Uh,
fair. Did they hold hands with the person that they abducted? Did they did
They
so
were
there was
in
no circle
contact.
drawing.
I mean-
They were in contact. Okay.
I believe so.
They took my snake with, too. The snake was in contact
So
with
in
them.
contact, I see.
I miss my snake.
In that case, it could. Wait. So there were three creatures that were taken.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh,
I am not a strong enough mage to cast spells of that magnitude, but I have heard descriptions, and I know that the practitioners that do use them, I know they work. I kind of have a bit of a photographic memory. If three creatures were taken, it is highly likely, and there was no circle drawn either. It was either a teleport spell, or a spell of plane shift. Either of which
Okay.
could take them a vast distance from this place.
Lane shift.
Like when you traverse from this plane to another.
I didn't know you could do that.
I
But
don't like the sound of that.
that
Any way to
sounds
track
awful.
that?
To track a plane shift spell?
Yes.
I know methods of scrying can reveal locations,
Right, of course.
depending. If you are capable of casting such a spell. I am not yet. I'm working on it. I'm near that level, but scrying can reveal things about their location, which you can glean insights into where they might be, unless they are protected from such divination magics.
Right.
Grub, can you do that?
Who the fuck do you think I am?
I can't do that.
I started enchanting school like a day ago.
You
Not
never
really a
know.
day, but hyperbole. I'm like 2 weeks deep on enchanting school. I don't think I could cast a 5th level spell. That's what they're asking about.
Man, neither can I.
Fuck.
Yeah, I can't cast any spells like that either.
Della? Maybe?
Mm,
Hope you can? Please?
she looks like she's like deep in thought about it. She's like trying to connect with the magic in her body, and she's like, "No, not yet."
Shit.
Oh, well, that is quite troubling if your attacker was this capable, I'm afraid. The people of Waterdeep the guard here, we probably won't be able to do much in the way of this attacker. If you wouldn't mind, we would like to get all of your statements on this evidence and this display.
Well, we're not giving up that quickly. We got to be able to find her. She probably, let's just hope that she's somewhere around town.
I am not quite as gifted as some mages in the city are, but if
Who's the most gifted?
well, there are several. There is a magi college in town with many capable wizards. There are private wizards as well, sorcerers, magic practitioners throughout the city. There are many very gifted people in the city. It's the city of wonders, you know.
All right, if we find one of them, we ask them to do it. How much gold do we have?
Kaz is like going through his bag. I got a few like 1,500.
Rafi's got about 1,300.
I've got about 74.
I think maybe Hobby will chip in for this to find Mom.
How's Hobby doing?
You look over to Hobby, and Hobby has kind of snaked their way out. It's currently flanked by a couple of City Watch.
Hey, he's with us.
That's our boy over there.
You look at this this dwarven and half-orc pair, both female in this instance, and they both like looking, and like they both had manacles in their hands. But as you kind of say that, they look over at you. This elemental is yours.
Is my dad.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he belongs. He's like family. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, we were trying to teach him about ownership and that it really doesn't cross over to people and sentient things. So like he is. Oh yes.
Ownership of people.
No, we're trying to teach him actually that's wrong. So he is with us. He doesn't like belong to us in a way that indicates property.
And he hasn't been on Flame Talk in a long time, so he wouldn't be interested in that.
What is Flame Talk?
Oh, someday we'll show it to you, but you'll get wrapped up in it for days.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody make a persuasion check.
Gaswin's got this. Yeah.
I would say
23.
Well, I was gonna say with disadvantage.
Okay, that's fine.
Because
I'll take disadvantage.
y'all's convincing was not great.
See, we'll get wrapped up in it for days. Oh, that's still a 15.
Okay. With a 15, they don't immediately arrest Hobby.
Excellent.
Hobby though didn't look like he was really paying that much attention.
It's good
to all of it. But he kind of finishes slinking over to you guys. And his head is kind of a little bit lowered.
They've taken your mom somewhere, man.
Yeah, you gotta stay with us so they don't take you too.
Are they gonna take me?
Nowhere if you stay with us.
They ain't taking you anywhere.
Stay close.
You're gonna take them.
I can't lose both my parents.
No one's going anywhere except us when we go to find Claire. We're gonna find her, son.
Okay.
All right.
You sure we can find her?
With some help, yeah. We'll find her. So, should we go to the college? That sounds like a good place to start.
I agree.
Or if no one else wants to talk to us.
Now we gotta go to the college. Let's head that way.
All right. You all find yourselves. You head towards the magical college. Keep in mind, it is about 10 or 11 right now. It's pretty
Couldn't
deep
start
into the
sleep.
evening. Sure. You continue down the way. Make an investigation check. Somebody wants to helm this.
Not Caswin. He's not Sherlock.
I can helm this.
My -1 will not be as beneficial as a positive score.
12. You could have easily outrolled that.
Outrolled, yes. Outperformed, probably not.
With a 12, Waterdeep's a really big city. Your initial thought is to go to the inner ring of the city, where most of the noble houses and more profitable locations, where you met Baron Althon way back when and got his quest. Heading to the inner ring of the city, you find that it's even harder to navigate because the buildings are just bigger and fancier and weirder looking. Waterdeep was not built on a grid. Let's put it that way. And you spend about another hour searching around.
Could have asked directions.
You say that, and then you hear a voice from behind you go,
Yeah, so, I said I was taking enchanting lessons, right?
Yeah.
You do that at the
Scrub.
college.
Yeah, I thought you knew where you were going, but it turns out you did not at all.
I thought you would have stopped us if we were going the wrong way.
I didn't want a harsher vibe. You seemed like you were leading pretty confidently.
We were leading pretty confidently.
Confidently, yes. Competently,
I was also a little bit in my head because I feel like if I had just hit that guy a little bit harder, none of this would have really happened. He seemed like we almost had him.
I think we all kind of feel that way.
We all feel guilt.
Do you want to take the lead, Grub, since you know where you're going?
Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you.
There's not going to be a lot of people awake there right now, but we can find somebody.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah.
You guys head over, and following Grub's lead now. After about another 20 minutes of, hurried walking, your legs are starting to hurt, and your heads are starting to get a little bit tinged with a headache of hangover. You make your way down to this portion of the city. It's a little bit closer to the edge ring of the inner central portion of this wall. You see as you make your way through a couple of these markets that have been closed down for the evening, but a few festivities are still happening. Different stalls are open selectively. There's a couple of groups that you pass by of like flame tongue, spewing fire, just some random magic assortments as well, performances and stuff that seem to go out a little bit later in the evening. At one point you hear from one of the buildings you walk by, and assume that they're having a pretty cool time in there. But before too long, you find this arching set of towers, almost like a castle in of itself, but not as defensive, more just grandiose. These towers that just kind of twist and overlap each other, with one big central, shorter but thick column with a central dome over the top of it, kind of like Capitol Hill, but if it was surrounded by a ton of wizard towers. And as you approach, just this white marble and gold and a few like blue arcane sigils and stuff, and green in places and purple in others, just kind of floating around the tower. You see lights on in a couple of windows, but otherwise the place is darker than you think it would normally be in the day, where it would probably gleam like 1,000 Caswin smiles. You make your approach. Grub heads towards these front gates where a couple of half plate armored guards are standing. They bear an insignia that is different from the City Watch. You see a hand kind of roughly like this, gripping a wand that kind of sticks out. And just the tip of the wand is enveloped in magical energy. You see these two people, and their helms, their armor design is also different. They have like helms that are a little more pointed and stuff. Grub kind of walks up to this pair of guards that are flanking the entrance and whispers to them. Well, not really whispers. It kind of explains the situation.
We just need any kind of professor. Maybe Professor Aurora. I know she's really smart. Thank you.
And Grub proceeds to lead you guys in. One of the guards follows you, just kind of behind and walking alongside. The other guard remains posted at the front, and they seem to do a touch like the side of their ear and seem to mutter a few things in a language. Do any of you speak Draconic?
Not a lick.
Nope.
I think that was an issue in the session
Where
zeros
is
as well.
that? I think I just speak Goblin and
Vehicles.
Common.
Yeah. None of you understand what he's saying exactly, and I don't think any of you are practitioners of arcane stuff either, so the words escape you, but clearly contacting somebody. You make your way inside, and the halls of this place are beautiful, more intricately and yet more purposefully made than any cathedral you've ever been. You see doors upon doors upon doors and landings upon landings upon landings as you enter this main central hallway. And just the scale of it is mind-boggling. You see a few... it's well lit on the interior with these different colors of arcane flame, most of them orange or blue. You see several textbooks and tomes like flying along. You see magical paintings kind of talking, it seems, amongst each other on different landings. You see a few children in wizardly robes kind of running around and talking to each other. A few of them do give you looks as your really motley crew makes their way through. Grub leads you to a one very long hallway. It doesn't seem like from the outside footprint that any hallway should be this long, but leads you to it nonetheless, and finds one room that is still somewhat lit, actually. Unlike most of the other rooms, you see a lot of Professor blah blah blah, Professor blah blah blah. Most of these doors are shut, windows on the outside black. See, one of these big double like oaken doors is still slightly ajar. There's still a light coming out of it. As Grub kind of throws the door open, looking at you all excitedly, he says,
She's still here.
and runs in. As you guys kind of look inside, you see a classroom setting, more or less. A couple of blue sconces with different colored lights around. You see, sitting at the main desk in front, there is an older, it seems like, dragonborn woman with silvery scales that have been kind of dulled with age, I would say. A couple of bags where the scales would be, normally taut, the skin's kind of holding down a little bit. And these long horns that kind of spill back and curl a little bit. A very interesting display, but you also see on her person these robes that clearly, just by the presentation and the amount of arcane runes that adorn them, some high level of magic user. She kind of looks up with this pair of like really tiny spectacles on the bridge of her nose. Kind of looks up.
Grub, you've joined me this late in my office hours. For what do I owe this pleasure? Oh.
She kind of looks up at the rest of you.
An interesting assortment of interesting individuals. Can I help you?
Hopefully. One of our friends was taken by some strange magic at the local pub. We're hoping maybe we can get some help on finding her.
It looks down to Grub for a second and looks back up at you guys.
And so, you seek the aid of a divination spell of some kind to try and pinpoint their location, more or less, is what I'm understanding.
Exactly. Can you help?
Grub said this person was so smart, and they are.
Well, you just told me what you wanted. And, I am one of the more learned minds in this city that is not completely up their own ass. So I suppose I could attempt to help you.
Thank you.
Understand that if this person that you seek is not on the same plane of existence, I won't be able to look into anything at all.
People keep telling us that. I've never had anybody go to a different plane.
She gives you a look. You see her like duller silvery eyes kind of narrow a little bit, and she takes her glasses off. She says,
You have wings on you, boy.
Kaz looks back. I mean, anybody else.
Sure. Well, at a certain level of arcane study, or divine, if that is more to your taste, holy woman, you can do that with relative ease. It is a complicated spell, to be sure, and not everybody knows it, but plane shift is a thing that many of us in the higher echelon of learning know how to use. Do you know where they were taken?
We have no idea. They were there and then they were gone.
She told me something about a circus or something, and they were trying to take her before, but I wasn't sure what she meant, and I just told her they would not be able to take her, and then
they took her.
Circus.
And they had this dragon, and I killed it one swing. Oh, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Did you
Interesting.
mention the name of the circus or anything? Just circus?
I think that's all she said. He's like racking his brain. Yeah, that's all. That's for sure all she said. Yep, the circus.
Right.
Not a very specific answer. Circuses come and go all throughout Waterdeep. Many times of the year.
Yeah, but they didn't seem like acrobat circus. They seemed like kind of scary because like she felt super threatened by them. So I don't know if they're like the normal circus that's scary or like some weird.
A scary circus.
Yeah.
A potentially interplanar circus is what we're looking for.
An interplanar circus. Interesting.
Make a history check. Anybody that would like to.
Not Caswin.
Or Arcana. I think that would be fair.
Let's go for it. Heyo, 22.
Hey.
Pretty good.
Cas barely remembers what he ate for breakfast. He ain't trying.
Fair enough.
What did I eat?
Della, would you like to?
No, I can't do any better than that.
All right. So, Rafi, you and the professor actually kind of reached the same conclusion at the same time.
Goes, interplanar circus. You mean a carnival? The Witchlight Carnival.
Carnival.
Eve, yeah.
The what?
The
one?
Witchlight Carnival. You don't know about the Witchlight Carnival?
No.
Rafi, you know the Witchlight Carnival to be very interesting Fey realm based carnival that comes to the material plane every 8 years. It's always been kind of enigmatic, but it's also extremely successful and extremely popular. When it comes to town, for I believe it's like a week at a time, everybody goes that's in the immediate area.
Yes, the Witchlight Carnival in here. They originate in the Fey plane, and time passes differently there for them. They do their rehearsals and performances and appear sometimes in different spots in the material plane on the 8th year from when they departed.
8 years.
Yes. It's a
So-
significant gap. It is run by, as far as I have heard, it is run by a Mr. Witch and Mr. Light as co-owners of the event.
So, are you saying that we're not going to be able to get her back for 8 years?
If a friend has transported to a different plane, I will not be able to scry on her necessarily. If you wish to go there, I highly recommend you feel prepared enough for the event.
Well, before we do that, let's just make sure she's not on this plane.
It's a good idea.
Okay. I will attempt to
Maybe we can get her before they take her there. Maybe it's not all one poof, you know?
it's
Suppose we can hope.
likely. I will do you have a possession or garment of this friend or of their assailant? Or a likeness or picture?
Ooh, Grub. Grub
Yeah.
has that. Could you show him what Claire looks like again?
Oh, I can make their likeness, sure. Just who should I make it of?
There.
Make it of Claire.
Claire, okay. Okay.
She will once again do a couple of hand signs and cast. This time, instead of just the thing appearing in her palm, you do see as her whole visage turns into Claire. To the best of her knowledge, and it's pretty accurate. And she kind of gives a slow nod. She says,
Very good, Grub. You've been learning well. You will, as long as you keep studying, you will probably pick your grades up. Thanks.
She will go ahead and, because Grub is asking, and she's not a crotchety old bitch, she will attempt to scry on Claire. Let me look at what Claire's wisdom saving throw is. And it is affected by some things, like, well, the more arcane among you might know, but I don't think any of you are necessarily very arcane. But yeah, let me see what Claire rolls. Wow. None of the things mattered because Claire rolled a natural 1. And there is a moment where she kind of does this ritual, lays these certain pieces of silk and spice on the ground, and ignites a couple of candles. And as you're all very patiently watching, she takes a moment.
Either your friend is not on this plane, or they have beaten my magical capabilities. Fortunately, I was not able to glean into their current place.
Is there anyone who could do this better? Like that we could be sure they're not on this plane? Because traveling outside this,
my ability.
not one bit. I'm questioning. I want to double check.
We're questioning their abilities because you said they might have bested you. And we don't know what we're dealing with.
It's true that they may have. I would appreciate any additional information as to what's going on here that might help. But unfortunately, if they did succeed against my magical capabilities,
You see, she gives like a toothy glare towards Caswin.
Kaz grins back.
they would be immune to the effect for the next 24 hours from any source.
Oh,
24 hours. Oh.
well,
Magic gives and it takes just as readily, my friend.
I think it would be smart of us during this time, if we have to wait 24 hours to know if she's on a different plane, to search everywhere in town, everyone we might be able to tap into for information.
Of course.
Hmm?
Not a terrible expenditure for me either. I could attempt to scry on the assailant as well.
Oh,
They
Yeah,
would not
can we
be
do that?
immune yet. Yes, I can.
let's do that.
All right, very well.
Terribly sorry, Grub. Could you do it again?
Grub.
Yeah, but this is like my last thing I can do.
Thank you.
Oops, sorry. I dropped a die on the floor and I knocked my green screen around. You see his grub kind of take a moment and then poofs into like a very short version of Lotus. Like Lotus is maybe 5'8". Grub in this moment is 4 at the best, 4 feet total. Just like a miniature squat version. Like
Just higher than this. His name's Lotus.
he goes,
All right. Very well.
his voices are kind of similar.
Very well. I will attempt.
And you see as she takes another 10 minutes and attempts the scry ritual. There is just a minute of silence as she finishes the last signs and closes her eyes, kind of reaching out one of her long nailed dragonborn hands. The silver scales kind of reflective off of it, kind of like silver that hasn't been like polished or burnished in a minute, so it's a little bit cloudy on the scales. And she just reaches out.
I am rather certain of it now. Your friend and their attacker. There is no source for my scrying eye to lock onto in this plane.
Oh, okay.
Such a ready denial of a spell can surely only mean that. I apologize for not being able to be of more use.
No, you've been wonderful.
No, you've been really helpful.
You've been.
I am sorry for your loss, my friends. There is...
Well, we haven't lost her yet. Don't say that. We're gonna get her. We're gonna find her,
Just means we gotta go to the carnival, right?
and they're gonna
Yes.
pay.
Got to get ready to go to this carnival.
If you have means of venturing into the Feywild, and then also of locating Miss Claire of yours, well, prepare yourself for extreme danger. Trust no one in the Feywild. Lies are considered clever there, and deals are binding to the letter.
Well, that's the thing. We don't really have transportation to the Feywild, unless you guys know of a way to the Feywild.
Can't say I do.
Oh, I do not currently have a spell of that kind prepared today. I was prepared more to teach than to transport across planes, as you say.
Well, could you prepare that spell for tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
Really appreciate it.
I could. I could possibly do that. Are you sure whatever you're trying to do is worth it?
Absolutely.
Of course. It's our friend.
She's basically family.
It's mom.
Plus, guys, remember the look on the face when I saved her the first time? It'll be again.
If your friend is being held by the carnival's leaders, I apologize, but you have no chance. Not at your current capabilities. They are a type of creature known as an Arc Fae in our studies, as far as we know. The Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. Intensely powerful. I would caution you against doing anything aggressive against them.
Well, we can't just leave her.
We don't have to be aggressive.
We could negotiate.
Yeah,
Right,
we can
are they
negotiate. And
reasonable?
Caswin starts like flexing and like pumping some iron. We can negotiate.
Okay, we might have to leave, Kaz.
Because they'll be scared.
She nods a little bit. She says,
That may be a wise decision.
And we give them anything for Claire.
It depends on what they want.
Suppose.
Any Fae, especially Arc Fae, who embody the essence of that realm. They're all very prone to mood swings and the like. Something that suits them one day may not suit them another. It's a confusing and disorderly place at best.
So we need to come to them, talking the right talk at the right time.
You need to hope that you have a damn good offer. I will prepare my spell for tomorrow. I'd recommend that you all get a good night's sleep. And you think about exactly what you wish to do. And if you still wish to go to the Witchlight Carnival while it is still in the Feywild, I recommend you come prepared. Now get out of my office. I need to drink more wine.
Cheers, Professor. Good night.
Good night, Turtle Man.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks for your help. Kaz goes out the door, and I punch a hole in the wall in front of me.
Yes.
make a strength check.
Kaz is like super pissed. Not at this, just at the situation. 22.
Of course.
You punch one of the. Are you just looking at like for a flat of a wall?
Yeah, I'm just like super pissed, and I just punch like straight into a wall. Not
All right.
that once again, not at them, at the situation.
Full on rear back, and you guys just see Kaz's eyes just completely dark, like full anime. So, and you just go to punch a wall. Your knuckles connect, and you hear a cracking noise. You lay into this wall, and then you realize a couple of your knuckles might have cracked.
It's fine.
This wall was made of marble of some kind, or a very smooth stone of some kind. And normally that would give underneath the amount of force you just put into that wall, but you feel a slight trickle of blood giving down, and the wall remains somewhat unscathed.
Sorry about our friend.
I don't care. It's fine.
And I just keep
She kind
walking.
of calls out after you.
Bella like does a little healing magic from behind.
Sure. Not quite enough to deal you damage, because you didn't hit it really fucking hard, and you knew what you were doing, but you rebuffed your attempt.
It's fine. I'm just
Fucking
pissed.
wizards, am I right?
I just don't say anything else. I'm so pissed.
Absolutely. You all follow Caswin a little bit awkwardly out of this place. The College of Arcanum here in Waterdeep. Hobby kind of trailing next to you, Della, looking at Caswin's back. Grub is also in tow, just kind of a nervous look on her, a nervous and stressed look on her face, kind of messing with her hands. You guys walk as well. You make your way out into the slightly chilly night of Waterdeep, about 1 a.m. and make your way back to the tavern where you guys are staying. The inn, more accurate. And that's when we're gonna shift over Maria. So what's going on with you? As I reveal you. So, you have been unconscious for a hot minute now. Your dreams have been very rapid flittings from inside your mind's eye almost. You saw Lotus pinning you against the wall. You saw his ring with the gray gem that kind of had a swirl in it. You felt the earth shake underneath you, there was a sharp pain in your back. Eventually that ebbed away, and you saw flashes and images of your friends fighting, carving through and battling against this massive skeletal dragon-like thing made out of pure energy. And you remember sitting there on the floor, almost like sleep paralysis, half-lidded eyes. As you wake up, you find yourself on soft, dusty, but not terribly so, earth. The air around you smells sweet. You hear noises of laughter in the distance. You hear a couple of fires crackling nearby. And as you slowly regain the ability to move, you see surrounding you these stagecoach-like carts. Bigger, though. Big enough for somebody to live out of. Like trailer park, almost. Formed in like a semicircle around you. Immediately, you recognize space. Half a second after, as you're still regaining your faculties, you smell the tang of blood. And you realize that your body is warm with a little bit of blood as well. Sharp, biting little aches kind of in your back from where you had felt that pain in your dream. Also the scent of something much bigger bleeding out. There's just a lot of blood stench kind of mingling in with the sweet candy corn and caramel scent that suffuses the air otherwise. And as you continue to come to, you find you are leaned up, propped against a wheel of one of these huge stagecoach-like trailers. You see there a just kind of laid out in front of you, almost like on a stretcher type situation, but a circle of salts and herbs and other such things. Some kind of greenish light diffusing the air. See Lotus laying on his back, covered in blood. Next to him, you see a massive snake, which is confusing because you've never seen a snake like that in the vicinity of this place, so it only adds to the what the fuck factor. As you feel like you begin to have the faculty to move, even though you are super like sluggish, you are essentially right now at 1 hit point. You wake up and see around a man in a carnival jester's outfit, pointy ears, extremely pale skin and makeup, red and white attire, kind of lanky and athletic in a slim way, is over Lotus, cupping his face and whispering to him. You recognize this immediately. One of the people you had been employed for. Your employer. That's a much better way to say that. To your left, you feel a presence on the stairs next to you. Steps that lead into the carriage. Oh, a wider, hefty, darker presence. As just out of the corner of the eye, you see a black suit, tailcoat, top hat, and gray skin, and a bit thicker of a visage. You know who that is too. As you come to the first sounds, as you're kind of ringing in your ears, fades. Ah, my dear boy, if this was too much for you, you should have let us know. This was too close. This was too close of a call. Oh dear. And you recognize the voice to be that of Mr. Light, who is currently in front of you. What would you like to do?
Claire would like to, probably waking up realizing where she is and everything around her, she'll probably like with her 1 health point let out a weak, like almost like a whine or a growl, like a like god damn it, like, but like, you know, just like very weak and angry.
As you make an indiscriminate noise, we'll put it that way, you see both heads of the 2 more conscious people turn towards you. The jester-like man looks up at you. Claire, you have... We were trying to be, amicable in these negotiations. This is more than was necessary, I think. Yes, he just gestures down to the half-orc boy who is kind of breathing, clearly nursing some heavy wounds of his own. No, it's fine. It's fine. I had it handled. Mr. Light. And you see he gets like shushed. It's just a finger over his lips. There's no need for you to speak, my sweetheart. You did well. Now rest. Kind of stands up and he comes over to you. and gives like a Slav squat, just like, you know, full arms over. Clearly very mobile, but you already knew that. Kind of leans over. Says, Claire, you were an amazing employee. One of the best contractees we've ever taken on. I am so disappointed that you would leave without proper notice, without negotiation. I thought I schooled you better than that.
Like you have let me go that easy.
Does this seem easy? What's happened here?
I don't know. She nods to the half orc boy. Not so easy for you guys, it seems.
Consider yourself lucky that I employed my partner to come find you instead of myself or Mr. Witch. In fact, now I am more wishing I had come because of the damage that you have caused to him. He's just trying to do his job.
He seems to be alright. Or he'll be alright.
You see, just with
Now,
just a weak like thumbs up from Lotus over there on the ground.
are you gonna kill me? 'Cause if so, get it over with. Otherwise, what is it that you want?
I seem to miss the point of a lot of this. He kind of leans down to your face, and as he does, there is a hand on his shoulder. He is kind of pushed back a little bit. You see this thick, meaty hand with gray skin, and the man with the clown makeup. Light just. You're right. I'll keep my mouth shut for now. And he steps back. You see now, kind of leaning over the side, looking at you, this absolute brick shithouse of a man. Leaning over, slightly pointed ears as well, but like thick built, just an intimidating presence, though clearly much quieter than his counterpart. Leans over. Blair, I think you misunderstand our situation. Sure. Lotus has done his best to persuade you, but understand that breaking a deal, stealing, cheating, trespassing, all of these are grave crimes in the Fey realm. And fate, as determined by the Fae, is not something we usually wish to enact, unless they're just downright disrespectful, irredeemable. We don't think that about you, Claire. You were
After
good.
all this,
A runaway. Not the first time we've had to deal with a runaway.
well, I can't stand to be in this realm any longer, so just tell me what you want.
Getting right to the chase. What I want, Claire. I want to make a new deal with you.
I'm listening.
You were practical.
I have to get back to my friends. They need me.
I'm sure they do. You're a very reliable person.
She's gonna interrupt him and look to Lotus and ask if they're okay. If they were okay.
You cut off Mr. Witch, and you see Lotus is touching his gut, and you see another kind of greenish purple flare of magic go off. And you see just a little bit of color return to his face. And leans out, looks over and says, I'm not the one you really should be worried about right now. But yeah, good.
Not you, my friends. Are they alright?
Oh, them? I didn't try and kill any of them. They're fine.
I'll hold you to that. And she'll look back to Mr. Witch, Mr. Light, as if to say all right, continue.
Lotus looks back and says, you're adorable, by the way. And then Mr. Witch clears his throat. So, what we really wanted to have was a conversation. I understand that your time with us, although very beneficial, where you were before in life, I think, has found you in unfavorable places. I think we can work out a more contractor-esque deal rather than full-time employment. And I might advise that while we are negotiating, that you keep in mind that you have broken a law. And that is a reportable offense.
Claire's ears kind of twitch.
Would not want to deal with Fakor. But, regardless, kind of takes his cane and stands up, and looks down to you and offers up one of his big-ass meaty hands that's about the size of your head. Would you like to step into our... what's the word I'm looking for? Trailer. Sure. I'd like to step into our trailer. Hash out some details.
Claire is gonna reject the hand and try to get up on her own and dust herself off.
Make a strength check.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Good job.
16 minus 4, not bad. You can stand up with that, yeah.
Alright, cool. She's gonna
Shake
stand
it.
up and dust herself off. And then she's gonna follow.
They open the door for you. You see, somehow, even though Mr. Witch just opened the door, Mr. Light's already inside pouring three glasses of wine. You didn't see him do that, but all of a sudden he's there. And the scene comes to a close with the door shutting and the light ceasing. That's where we're going to go ahead and go on our break, everybody. So much fun. Well, I hope you all have been enjoying so far. We'll be back in just a few minutes here after our break time. Please feel free to get up, use the bathroom, get some snacks, all that goodness. We'll be back with you shortly. Bye. Right, everybody, and welcome back to Tales from the Yawning Portal. Raina will be joining us in just a moment, because I just realized Raina's not back yet, but that's fine. When we left off, Claire was making some new negotiations for her, I wouldn't say soul, but her contracts that she had had previously. That's a doggo, look at that. It's fading in and out, but it's cute. And the rest of our group, unbeknownst of this, has had a long, frustrating night's sleep, I think would be fair to say. Come to consciousness. Not particularly happy or particularly rested, but a long rest is had. And for those of us at home, all of the player characters are now level 8. So, yay. I had to skip a couple because of this next... There's a big gap in between these two, apparently. We come to consciousness. Maybe anger and spite a little bit in your veins, but feeling a little more experienced than you were. As you come to Rafi, Kazwin, Della. What are you guys up to?
Kaz is still kind of exhausted from the night before. It was a really bad sleep. Yep. Basically,
you can take it if you want.
No, he worked out pretty hard, but he was just super pissed that Claire was taken, and he didn't have an easy solution. So he did what he did best. He worked out until he was tired. He went to sleep, and now that he's waking up and remembering this, he's still fuming. So he is he's going to get the group to go back to the library, or to go back to the scryer ASAP.
Okay. As you head back, Rafi, what are you up to this morning?
Rafi's just meditating, trying to figure out, next steps once we get to the carnival, and waiting for friends to be ready.
Okay. Della, would you like to do anything?
She's just been doing her best to make sure that Hobby's okay. And yeah, she doesn't know too much about the Feywild, so she's very nervous about that.
Got you. Hobby has been a little bit down. He's not been his usual peppy self, or hers, or they. Has been a little bit curled up over the evening, but with your counseling and assistance, he snuggles with you that evening and seems to eat a little bit to you, enjoying your company.
It's gonna be all right.
I hope so.
We're all gonna be together again real soon.
But they said she's on a different plane. Isn't that a big deal?
Yeah, but when's anything ever stopped us before?
I guess that's true. I don't know. You know,
Nice.
you're my mama too.
Yeah. And both your mums are real strong. Claire's going to be just fine till we get to her.
Yeah. Okay. I believe you.
That's a good point. All we have to do is make sure that we don't get completely decimated by whatever Kaz is going to say the moment he gets there.
That is also true. He might get us all killed, actually. He's kind of stupid. But he has a good heart.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
I don't know if Kaz has made his way to them, but if Kaz heard that at her door,
Make
he
a
would be
perception
happy.
check, you low ass
Yeah.
wisdom.
if he
Motherfucker.
did hear it,
Actually, no. What's your passive, Kaz?
my passive perception is a 7.
Assume you don't hear anything ever.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but I was going to everyone's doors. That's
That's
where I was
fair.
off to grab everybody. So
You are just so in your own mind, and honestly, just feeling
Just
a little
pissed.
bit vengeful today.
yeah, we're ready for a fight.
You're just walking around, you on the door, and walk off without hearing much of anything. Just in your own head about a lot of things right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As the 3 plus Rafi, so 4. Well, not Rafi, sorry. Hobby. You bitches. With your naming conventions. And 5 if you include Delos Homunculus.
Yes. Yeah, Jim.
Yes. You proceed out, heading down long streets towards the central ring of the city. Pretty close to the gate to the inner city, you do see Della off to the side. You do see the familiar, pretty gleaming white and black building of your God's Clinic. the fancy lettering and very modern symbol on the front, Panacea Eternal. While passing that by, you continue towards the inner ring to the College of Arcanum, commonly called the Wands because of the incredible set of towers, and also that's their official name for like the internal group that runs the place, is the Wands. But as you approach, you all see someone standing, 10-15 feet away from the gate. Legs and arms kind of crossed. Little hood. 2 floppy rabbit ears sticking out either side. Not hiding by any means, but standing there waiting.
Kaz is gonna run up,
Mom?
just pick her up. You're on your back, and he's just gonna give her a big hug. He's like gonna break her almost.
Claire, do you accept this?
I'll accept it, and I'll give him a knuckle sandwich on the head. What do you call that? Like a little
Noogie?
a noogie? Yeah, that's what it is. Not a knuckle sandwich.
That's fine.
And then- and then
And she'll give like a little half smile, like she's happy to be back, but also like
As quick as he does that, he also puts you down and looks around for wherever they were that took you. Where are they? Where'd they go? How'd you get away?
they're gone. They're gone. They're nothing to worry about now. I'm just glad to be back.
If we were happy to thank goodness we were planning to maybe storm the Feywild or whatever. I honestly, I thought the game like we were going to be all right. I wasn't. So sure. What are you? The carnival we learned about. Which night was that? What you were?
Yeah. I used to work with them. Well, when I was a young Harrington, I stole from them a while back. And I had to pay off my debts. I was poor and alone, and But basically, after my first 8 years, I escaped, and I thought they would be able to find me. I was pretty confident, and they did. And it all caught up to me. But we it's all figured out. What matters is I'm here now.
Well, why would they put up such a fight to take you? Why would they just let you go, though?
We don't know anything about the contract yet, right?
What do you mean we?
Or like Claire,
Claire
or
knows.
like me personally.
You don't yet, because
Right,
we're gonna
okay.
do that out of character to save
Okay.
boring legal negotiations out of
Sure.
our actual show. But yeah, you know the terms.
Okay.
They're not
I'll just say that we had-
favorable, but they're not as bad as you were hoping, thankfully. Or as bad as you were expecting. Sorry, not hoping.
we came to an arrangement, and while I hate them and I never want to go back, it's better than the alternative. So
Well, they're not going to take you again, are they?
not unless I comply. I don't comply. I had to strike another deal to be able to
Like-
make it back to you guys.
That can't be
Otherwise,
good.
I would be stuck there again.
You had a deal with him before.
Yes, I had to make a deal with them after I stole from them initially, and I had to pay off my debts. I was basically their contract killer, but instead of making money, just existing.
Carnival need to kill people for?
What was that?
What does a carnival need to kill people for?
It's not your run-of-the-mill carnival. Let's just put it that way. I
Well-
don't know how much I can say, but what matters is, we're all back together and away from that wretched place.
Well, how do we pay off your debt is the real question. If you owe them something or you have a contract with them, maybe we can buy it out.
I don't think they care for money.
What do you mean, like, they want souls or something?
Claire's just gonna kind of like look down and can we
They don't want
think we
souls or
could
something,
just-
do they?
could we just move on and maybe do our make some more money?
As you're saying this, Claire, there's a moment where you didn't really see it coming, but all of a sudden you're just wrapped up in like 3 spools of tail. Very, very warm, almost uncomfortably warm tail. And a set of smaller arms that just kind of wrap around you.
I was afraid you were gone forever. Ah!
Claire's gonna kind of like grab him by the face and like check him for injuries and like, oh my gosh,
He
you
has
got
you
so big.
constricted.
Oh, constricted?
Well,
Oh.
kind of.
Ah!
I mean, if you want to resist, you can, but he is trying to.
Oh my hobby, you've grown. Can you put me down?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Ugh.
Dix's tail just kind of sets you off a little bit to the side.
When did you get so big?
I've been drinking my milk.
Oh. I'm gonna look to Kaz. He's been off of Flame Talk, right?
Well, it's only been a night. I wasn't with him last night. I was kind of mad. You'd have to ask Della.
Mama Della makes sure I drink my milk. And that I have all the vitamins.
Yes. I don't think he was on Flame Talk. I did nod off about midnight, but he's been very good. Missed you a lot. We all did.
Good. Oh. Claire's gonna give Della a big hug. And Rafi.
Rafi's gonna give Claire a big hug.
And look to the homunculus and just kinda look at it.
Who's just staring?
The kitchen's also very happy.
Empty eyes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, well, I guess we should tell that nice lady that we don't need the portal or whatever now.
Portal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I
we
said,
can
lose
figure
it
it
all.
out, yeah.
Grub comes jogging up.
Sorry, I'm not used to waking up this early. So, we going? We going in?
Oh, hey, Grub.
Yeah, Claire's back.
What the fuck?
That's what we said.
We had the whole fucking town guard looking for you. What the? These guys suck at their jobs. You're right here.
Yeah. I've been here
The whole time.
You okay?
Yes, I'm okay, Grub. Thank
He
you.
walks over and just like smacks both sides of your face, like just like looking, pulls your mouth open.
Doesn't seem to be an illusion.
How do I smell?
What?
How do I smell?
I have something for that.
Smell like
What was it?
caramel.
Should I
And
crayons.
crayon?
Yeah. A little bit waxy. A little bit caramelly. A little bit sweet.
I'll take it.
I'm glad you're. I'm glad you're right.
Thank you, Grub.
I was worried. Don't make me fucking worry like that, okay?
Don't worry, Grub. Not going anywhere.
I was blasting bitches left and right. You should have seen it. It was super cool.
I'm proud. I wish I could have been there blasting with you.
Ella said I looked super fucking hot, but like privately because you know it was a tense situation and we didn't want. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Very
Oh.
good.
Grub looks back at you. You see one of their like yellow slitted eyes just.
You look pretty good yourself doing all that spiritual weapon shit.
Thanks. You want to tell her what you did, Kaz? You were very proud of it last night.
Fucking Dragon Slayer!
Kaz just kind of like puts his head down. I'm just so glad she's back.
No.
But I did fucking kill a dragon. Let's go. And he's like, yeah.
Oh. A real dragon?
Grub
Well,
shakes her head.
In the
yeah.
real one?
Yeah, you were. Yeah. It was so cool.
Did you?
I was like,
keep any
pow,
scales?
pow. Then I hit it.
Like
No,
there's
I hit
like a
it so
magic
hard. I hit it so hard, it disappeared.
Not even a tooth?
Nope, none of it.
Or a
That's how
talon?
hard I hit it. That's how hard I hit it.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I guess it's alright. Pretty.
All right. Hey,
He was okay.
that was
Claire's gonna fake shove him because she knows she can't. So
Yeah, she like falls over trying to shove
Yeah.
him.
It's like my friend in middle school tried to trip me and fucking dead-legged himself.
Basically.
Ah, that was so funny. But yeah.
all right, gang, where to next?
Well, I think we should go. I heard there was this place, where they're experimenting with like really slippery surfaces and water at the same time. You go really fast. Apparently, it's really fun. We should go.
And as she's saying that, there is, you see, nearby there is a very lanky, full elf with like tanner skin, like a pulled back ponytail, just kind of running towards you guys. They appear to have a satchel over one shoulder and a scroll in one hand as well. See them definitely like looking at you and full tilt towards you, but like 200 feet away.
Yeah. Everything good here.
They continue to run towards you.
We got her. Right here.
It's gonna stop.
I don't think they're watching real well. I set her back down. Maybe they can't see.
They should move.
After about 20 seconds of awkward conversing between yourselves, they run up. Hang on, what it? One second. I have to look this up. This will be great. I just had a thought. Wait, no. What?
One of the best feelings after returning to...
Got you. See, this person runs up to you, just takes a breath, and then goes, got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Hands it over to you awkwardly, this kind of scroll, just like with a kind of robot-y weird motion.
Sent you.
Hands it over to who?
Whoever wants to take it, just holding it out to the group.
the
I'll
town
grab
to
it.
see. Obviously a great reward, that dagger.
And we ask who
Who
it's
takes
from.
it?
Roppy. Who sent this?
Well, hanging out with the Baron now. Moving up in the world. Very nice. This from Baron Althon.
Oh. Thanks.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
Nope. Message for you. That's all I got.
All right. Thanks. Roppy opens it.
Oh, here. They'll tip him a gold.
Oh, thanks, Della.
Thank you. She takes it, pockets it. Right. Have a good day, then. See you later. As the Skyrim courier runs off.
Every time.
You see this scroll. You see what appears to be an urgent summons to Baron Althon's place. The seal of the Yawning Portal is on the bottom of the scroll, meaning that it is an official guild contract. But it is signed by Baron Althon. And there's a lot of flowy lettering and words in there, but the point is, hey, please get your fucking ass over to my manor immediately. Please and thank you. See you soon. Love you. Mwah. Kisses.
Very tonally dissident, this letter.
Oh, it's elegant and all that. But
Get the fuck over here. Kisses.
yeah. It's flowy, but
I actually like that
message
writing
is
style.
across. Yeah.
That's really good. Kaz gets it. And all right, we gotta get going.
Well, to the Barrens we go, I guess.
Grub, would you mind telling everybody to stop looking for Claire and we're good? Stop making portals and we're all fine?
We kind of sucked at finding her, so.
And thank the professor again for us.
Yeah, don't fucking diss my professor again, you fucking glowy ass bitch. She is one of the smartest women I have ever met in my life. I bet you don't even know how to write in cursive, you fucking... You know what? Actually, it's not a fight worth fighting. I'm going.
See, as Grub like walks inside the academy, and the guards with the wand insignias kind of part aside to let her in. But she gives you one last pointed look, Casvan.
That's grins at her.
She sticks her tongue out.
Cass just smiles and walks away. It's fine.
Oh, thank God we did not have to go to the Feywild with that.
Maybe one of these days.
Oh, no.
Well, at least now we know where they are. And if they do anything like this again, going in.
This is true. So, fortunately for you, the candles, or the arcanium, or arcan... I'm not even gonna try. The college, we'll just put it that way. College of Winterhold at this point, is not far from Baron Althon's place, where you met him originally. At the start of these, the start that the audience got to see of these adventures, where you went to the... Oh god, it was, the Forge. I can't... everything has left me. I'm so bad as a DM.
Yeah, the
Stop
place.
that talk
We know.
right now.
Yeah, flame
all
talk is
know.
corrupting you.
Yeah, we all know.
The
We all know
Forge
the-
of Fury, yeah. When you all went there. That guy hired you. Anyways. His house is nearby. So you make your way there, and it's fortunately not too far of a walk. So you make good time with Claire in tow, actually, which is something I don't think any of you expected this morning. As you begin to make your way in, you see this very nice iron wrought gate accompanying this fantastic looking 3-story house. Upon knocking on the door, you do see there is a human butler that kind of greets you, the same one that you've seen before. Oh, thank goodness. Thank you for your promptness, my friends. If you would not mind, the Baron is waiting for you upstairs. He has company, so please be sure to be as cordial as you can.
We'll be cordial. I heard there's hugs and kisses.
He does tend to give those to favorite. If you wouldn't mind as well for just a second. And he sees he takes out a medieval lint roller and just kind of quickly over a couple of you. Specifically Claire and Della.
Claire's just gonna keep shedding her bunny fur.
Good enough. All right. If you wouldn't mind following me upstairs, the Duke, the Baron waits. Excuse me. You make your way upstairs. Baron Althon, as you remember him, he was your former patron when you went into the Forge in Fury in the Fortress of Kundrakar, which I've remembered now. All of my own, I didn't look at notes, just came to me. You remember him being like a kind of salt and pepper, longer hair, sweet goatee, kind of Johnny Depp almost energy. And as you make your way into his second floor parlor, where he keeps his extensive collection of weapons, you see him there once again, except he is currently in his longer blue robes, but kind of pacing back and forth a little bit concernedly. You see weapons lining the walls, some in glass cases, some in not, some like crazy skeletons of terrifying looking monsters, some strange looking like curved elven weapons, some weapons that are jagged and strange and made out of like this dark black metal, some that have even like a faint glow coming off of them, but all of them clearly machines and tools of war. As you enter, you see him kind of poke up a little bit, and you see his face kind of softens a little bit from the stressed ball it was in a second ago. And you also notice, just really quickly, you see 3 other people, 2 of which are kind of dressed in this lavish finery and seated on one of these couches. You see as the Baron himself kind of runs his hand. Where's Harris? Oh, my friends! Thank you so much for coming. I knew you would be prompt, but this is even more prompt than I thought. Please, come in. Do you, can I get you anything? Any refreshments? By the way, these are them that I spoke of, and he kind of gestures to the 2 people that are sitting down, who just give slow nods. You see on one of these like plush couches, like the room, besides full of like cool antique weapons, is also full of these like plush couches and coffee tables and sitteries. You see there on one of these really elaborate couches, you see a tall human woman with well, not human really, more elven if anything, longer ears, very pale skin, kind of pointed chin. She is also in blue robes at the moment, although predominantly white, kind of sitting there with his platinum blonde, white, silvery hair, and these striking blue eyes. You also see the person next to her, seated, is a like these gold and white, clean silken robes, a very young looking figure, comparatively to the Baron. Seems human, except for the fact that his hair isn't hair and it's actually just a mass of flames that are just kind of coming off the top of his head. He is also richly robed. He has a lot of jewelry on. Extremely handsome, like just a little bit of chin gruff, but otherwise a great jawline and these bright orange eyes that match the flame of his hair. And he's kind of sitting there, reclined, lounging a little bit more. The Baron kind of makes his way over to you and holds out his arms a little bit. He's make yourselves comfortable. You are just who we need in this time of crisis. Please sit.
Kaz will take a seat right on the floor, cross-legged.
Oh, okay. Ignores all 50 couches and seats himself. Oh yeah. Oh, look, I was able to show. This is one of them for you people on stream. Sorry, I'm still working, showing out things in... Oh, God, Jesus. This is the second lady. Yeah, there you go. Cool. The blue lady, white lady. Cool. Nope, you don't get to see that one yet. Awesome. You get to see those two. I'm a pro streamer, guys. Okay. So you seat yourself. So everybody else grab a seat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. On the ground.
Not on the ground.
Not on.
There are a lot of couches.
That's good.
So.
And one floor.
You guys kind of sit across from these other 2 presumably nobles of some status in this super gaudy seating area. You see as Althon kind of sits himself on the side, this very fancy armchair. It's almost throne-like in how decorated it is, but it's still an armchair as far as you can tell. and he kind of steeples his hands and says, I'm afraid this meeting is not based on pleasure, as pleasurable as it is to see all of you. Thank you once again for coming. You have done fine work for me in the past, and I am very grateful to see you again. However, we are in a bit of a time of crisis. With you being comfortable, would you like anything to eat or drink? It would be the time. Before I tell you of what we have to come to.
I'll take a drink.
I just want to hear your
I'd
big
love
news.
something to eat.
You just
I got
wanna hear
me
about
ball.
this. What did you say, Rena?
So yeah, got me ball.
Any ball?
Ball. Trying to say boar.
Boar. Oh. Yes, actually, I believe we have some in the kitchen.
Oh, Catherine got ball.
Boar
See,
for
this
you.
place has boar. You know
Boar
how
for
hard
you.
it is to find boar? Everywhere I go, I try to find
Two
boar.
boar steaks and a drink for you. Okay, excellent, perfect.
I bet they don't have skewer though.
Oh, but they could have.
Probably
Steve.
not. Your drinks and your food are dispensed. And you will kind of get yourself together, just, crunching a little bit on your foods of choice. So introductions, I believe, are in order. This here, and he kind of holds his hand out to the woman that is sitting there. Very flawlessly perfect skin, I would say. Also, quite a voluptuous figure, but cordial and sensitive. No, refined in her movements. Yes, there we go. Points to her and he says, "This is the renowned Duchess Ventus Skystrike of a rather prolific noble house within the city." You see as she kind of gives a slow nod to you all. Just perfectly moving, perfectly calculated. A very soft smile on her lips. It is a pleasure to meet you all. Thank you for coming so quickly. And the Baron kind of nods and points over to the guy with actual fire for hair. Says, and this is Marquis Flair Solis. He is a noble, a newer noble. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Of our fair city, and proprietor of the Botanica Magica Arcane Wares chain. It's a pleasure to have you with us, Marquise. And you see as the guy kind of leans back from his recline situation where he almost had an arm around the Duchess, and leans forward and gives you all just a very intent once over. Interesting. Got some spunk to you. I like that. What a varied array of persons here. Very interesting.
Keeps us alive.
So you summoned us, reading some food here. What do you need? What's the job? And if they brought out any food, I'm just eating it right out as I'm on the floor, just like off the
Oh, they
plate, and just like, yeah, I'm just like
It's
going
really
through
gross
it.
for everybody else.
Yeah.
He kind of
Perfect.
the guy with the fire hair, the Marquis, kind of looks at you and says, "Not bad. Good physique."
Kaz like flexes as he says it. Good. It's great to see you work at this every day. Got a book about it. Maybe you read it if you were smart.
Maybe I will.
Yeah, why don't you leave a copy on the table there?
Could do
That's a
that
great
for him.
idea.
Kaz goes into his bag and puts down a copy on the table.
Takes one of his 5 copies that he keeps with him at all time.
Absolutely.
See as the guy, Marquise Flair, kind of leans over and palms it, picks it up. This, like, younger in frame, kind of looking like your age, Keswin, but really with these golden rings and immaculate dress, and just this distractingly sexy look to him, like this caramel colored skin that you could just melt into if you stared at it for long enough. Kind of picks up your book, flips through 3 pages. Interesting. I think I will give this some reading time. And snaps it shut next to him, sets it down. The Baron, Althon, kind of clears his throat from the side. Says, well, besides noble relations, unfortunately, we do have a time of crisis upon us, as I mentioned. All of us are related not only in noble status, but also one other thing. You see, as he reaches into the folds of his, like, sapphire blue robes, he pulls out a piece of parchment that's kind of folded in 3 places. And he takes one monocle and kind of fastens it over his eyes. Search ye far or search ye near, you'll find no trace of the 3 unless you follow instructions clear, for the weapons abide with me. North past forest, farm and furrow, you must go to the feathered mound. Then down away from the sun, you'll burrow. Forget life, forget light, forget sound. To rescue Wave, you must do battle with the beast in the boiling bubble. Cross cavern vast where chain links rattle, lies Whelm, past waterspouts double. Black Razor yet remains to be won, underneath the inverted ziggurat. That garnered, think not that you're done, for now you'll find you are caught. I care not, former owners brave, what heroes you seek to hire. Though mighty, I'll make each one my slave, or send him to the fire. See, as he kind of sets the letter down. And the Marquise speaks up again. Says, all 3 of us were robbed of an invaluable artifact. A weapon of legendary power in the same night, no less. The thief did almost supernaturally well, as none of our guard noticed the scoundrel that took them. And even stranger, as he kind of pulls the letter, flips it around. This seal, you see just this blue wax arcane studded K. Very fancy looking, and very distinct. This seal's from a long dead wizard named Caraptus. At least thought to be dead. Nobody's seen or heard from this scum for 1300 years, apparently. Personally, I think it be a copycat. I No human could live that long, and if there were such a powerful lich near Neverwinter, I would have thought we would have heard about it, or conflict would have arisen by this point. Kind of leans back, once again, spreading his arms. Casts a glance to the mysterious fourth figure in the room, who is still standing over by one of the weapon racks and just kind of this cloak. Says, the good news is, we have a sharp investigator here of my employ. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself, dear. He kind of
No
gestures.
problem.
Yeah. Ty, if you wouldn't mind, describe your character for us.
Hello. My character, well, he's quite tall. You know, looks to be in his mid-30s. Seems a little older, but just looks it. I have some scarring on his face from who knows what. His brown hair, you know. He looks fit, like he's been in fights before, and well-rounded, as
Like
to say.
A human, right?
Yes, human, very much human. Mm-hmm.
You watch as the Marquise kind of beckons him over and offers his handouts to this man. This is Blake. Is well, offers it and is in like for you to take and possibly kiss if you feel so inclined.
Oh yes. Blake comes over and gives a kiss on Flair's hand.
All right. Yeah, Flair kind of without even looking really, kind of my associate Blake here is quite the capable investigator, it seems. Would you mind telling them what you believe the feathered mound to be in this poem that we all received?
Of course. I did some digging, and I eventually came across some information. In the poem, it says feathered mound, which I could only find to be a mountain called White Plume Mountain. As in the poem, it states it shoots steam from it very often, and as nearby villagers say, it looks like a feathered mound of some sort.
Stretching very far into the sky.
Yes. It seems to be about 3 days from Neverwinter. It's a active volcano, as the name as it implies that it shoots white steam from it all the time. And yes, there seems to be a village from it not too far called Lindau. Nothing seems to be very strange about that place. But yes, that seems to where the poem leads in the first passage.
So you're like a guide? You've been there before?
I haven't been there before, but I definitely know where it's at.
Yes, this is my trusted associate. He will be leading you and making sure that you complete the task that has been laid out before you. Which
You don't have to worry about us. We'll get the job done.
Yeah, we've never not got the job done so far.
Althon says. But as his co-worker, suppose you might say, I wanted to make sure that this job was done correctly and efficiently. And so my friend kind of gives a look up to Blake, will be accompanying you and making sure that all of our lost property is covered.
Blake just has his arms folded, just looking.
He's very reliable and very strong. You will not find any issues with having him as a party member for your journey.
Like them already.
Oh, we need a guide, and the last one worked out really well with Narc, so I'm sure this will be fine. Especially if you
Yeah, it
trust
worked
him.
out great.
It did work out great with Narc.
Yeah,
Look at Claire.
The Duchess kind of gives you a look. Says, who is Nark exactly?
He's like my brother, and he's super cool. He like flies around and goes dungeon exploring, and he's got all kinds of magic items that he mails us, and basically the coolest person I know, other than myself.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah.
Your first impressions are interesting, though. I trust the Baron with this, and will assume that any failed attempts will be somewhat covered by his funds. Yes. Here's the Baron kind of tugs on his silken robe. He says, they may seem eccentric, but I promise you that these are a very capable group. They went into Kundrakar and retrieved many valuable weapons for me in my collection. I am confident that they are capable of doing this as well. He kind of sits back, just perfect pose, perfect posture. Doesn't say anything else. All right, that's decided. And Lord Flair, Solis, Lord Solis is fine. Yes, I think this group will do just fine. Just runs his literal flaming eyes over all of you once more.
Ella gives him a little salute.
Kaz just gives him a wink when he looks over at him.
Rocky stares him down.
As does like him hard.
What can I say?
Are you trying to turn him on, Kaz?
When is he not? I mean, I
Make a
thought that was.
persuasion check with your eyebrow wink.
Hey, yo, let's go, Kaz. That is a 23.
You see just a hint of a smile that breaks the lips, and you see just a little bit of teeth underneath. Brilliant white.
Yes.
Amazing.
Success.
An enigmatic group to be sure, but I think they might have what it's in them. Personally, I've found diamonds in the rough to be an invaluable investment. And it's pretty subtle, but not subtle enough that none of you can see it. Kind of touches Blake, who's standing next to him, on the arm. That's very well. I leave them in your capable charge, Blake.
Of course, Flynn.
You may use the Botanica Magica teleportation circle to get to Neverwinter to expedite the travel.
Fancy.
Thank you.
Though, I suppose we should explain what exactly it is.
Right.
Obviously, this poem is cryptic and weird and vague, but all three of us were robbed, each of us of a legendary artifact of incredible power, by this quote-unquote Caractus. And the Duchess kind of speaks up. Yes, I was the owner of the weapon called Whelm. I intend to pay very handsomely to get it back. Baron Althon. My weapon is a warhammer of dwarven make, known as if only I knew my own fucking notes. I'm so sorry.
Someone say Thunder
Oh,
Fury.
sorry. His is Whelm. My dwarven hammer is known as Whelm. And she said, I had a trident by the name of Wave. And last but not least, the Marquis, the flame-haired man. And my weapon of legendary rapport is called Black Razor. Weapon which I still had plans for. And you'll pay quite well for the return of all of these. Keep in mind, weapons have not been wielded for some millennia, not since the Calamity. Weapons of massive power. Attempting to use them may be difficult and dangerous. Be advised, they have their quirks. Black Razor especially. But I trust you will not fail to deliver them to us.
We will not.
We'll get the job done.
Good. Then, by all means, have fun. Blake, I trust you can take it from here.
Of course. He puts a hand on Flair's shoulder, resting hand. You know.
Soft touch.
And then he walks off, you know. Come with me.
All right. I just take my plate that's probably still full of scraps and just set it aside. Start following along.
Like the worst house guest.
Yeah.
He's gonna chug whatever drink that they gave him and set it down and give them all a head nod and head out.
Perfect.
Robbie will follow.
Belle's gonna look for someone to hand the dishes to, and just like, nothing will you?
As you're looking around, you see a caramel tanned hand with lots of gold rings on it. Offer a handout for you.
Thank you. Everything was wonderful.
He
And,
takes the plate from you. Smiles. Have fun. Don't talk.
I have something. Yeah, we'll try.
Keep my Blake alive if you don't mind.
Yep. Top priority. After the things, as you know, same level as recovering your things.
He kind of leans down towards your ear.
Oh.
As he kind of breathes, it's kind of like a cedar wood smoke scent that's coming off of him. His breath is very warm. He says, if Blake dies, will not be a reward. Be a punishment. Make him your
Blake
top
will not.
priority if you don't mind. My dear.
Duly noted.
He's worth more than a hunk of metal. He kind of leans back. Same beautiful, charismatic smile on his face. And he offers out a hand for you to shake. The other handful of your dishes.
She does. She looks at him a bit more warmly, knowing that he has somebody he really cares about.
He gives
We'll
you a
get him
wink.
back.
Blows a little kiss. And
All
you
right,
guys-
you save it for cows. Just-
you guys make your way out of the Baron's house. as you make your way onto the streets of Waterdeep, these nice paved roads up here in the central city. You now have a new party member. Welcome, Ty.
Hello.
Sorry I couldn't shout you out at the
Welcome.
beginning of the episode, but we'll do that next time. You guys get to do like one more little scene.
Sure.
Sure.
Maria?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, cool. It's just a little bit of travel.
You're fine.
Awesome. So, Blake leading the way. You guys head down through Waterdeep, this massive bustling city, to the market district in one of the outer walls. To a shop that you've actually been to a few times, besides Scrubs. I believe it's where you got Claire Shortbow from. Enter into this big, wide, two-story building called Botanica Magica, even bigger on the inside. And you see these rows and rows of magical artifacts and stuff. Blake talks to the assistant at the counter with just a couple of hushed words, and one of the side flaps on the counter space is opened, and you guys are all actually guided into a back room there. Inside, you see a cluster of boxes, a few tables that appear to have like partially disassembled weapons or partially forged weapons, or some weapons that look complete but they have like chiseling sets and a few people are working on them as they're enchanting certain things. In any case, just the value of items in this room must be worth more than you think you've ever seen in your life in one space. But you see a couple of looks from different people. They kind of turn their heads and give you a look. But a woman with a tight blonde bun. It seems like an elf of a kind that you've not seen before, probably most of you. Maybe on occasion you've seen just this very timeless looking figure of an astral elf with almost like starry-ish skin, just impossibly weird and perfect, and at the same time it's a little disconcerting, but approaches you, and she kind of bids you to all stand in the center of this big chalky circle in the center. It appears to have been dug into the stone over time. Very well. We will get you to Neverwinter, as is your requests from the Marquis. Just hold tight and do not attempt to reach your arms or hands out during the extent of me casting this spell. Thank you.
Right. That's what she just said.
Okay.
Okay. All
Avi
right.
grabs you with his tail and pulls you in a little bit. You see as she just kind of walks around with a piece of chalk and like touches one of these big circles in the ground, and boom, and it just lights up with this blue energy and just boop, 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 and eventually all of them light up and they just envelop this huge chalky circle in the middle. And there's a moment where there's just a pause, and then just this enveloping white light. Just, it's not enough to blind you, but everything around you is white. And a moment later, you stumble out into a similar looking room. But here there is a Goliath man in similar looking robes to the woman you just saw, standing there with his arms folded. This is, welcome to Neverwinter. We have been expecting your arrival. He leads you out, and as you exit the building, you see Neverwinter itself. A pretty grand and pretty cool looking city, all things considered. You see a massive coliseum off to one side. You see races of many different shapes and sizes, though. You notice a little bit less variation, a lot more dwarf, elf, and human here. And clearly a different layout, a lot flatter than Waterdeep. Waterdeep is built like on a mountain kind of thing, and this is not, clearly. But yeah. The manager guy, Goliath, kind of nods towards the set of hitched horses that appear to already be waiting outside of the building. And you see as well on this building, it says Botanica Magica as well. It says, your steeds are ready for you. Just take them and be on your way. Marquis has seemed to pay mention all such things.
Nice.
Service. Wow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have horses?
Yes. They have been provided as part of your escort.
Blake hops on instantly. Like
Claire
he's done
is
this
looking
before
at the
over and over.
horses.
What does Blake's horse look like, if you don't mind?
Blake has a dark horse that
I
has
knew it.
like a scar on the side of it from battle wounds, and has all his like paraphernalia like on the sides, like, you know, potions and water skins and all that jazz.
Hell yeah. Anybody else want to describe a horse?
Kaz finds one that probably isn't the fastest, but it's very thick. He values the
Yeah.
muscle over a lean horse, so he just finds one that looks like it's well fed.
You get a horse that looks like it's normally used to pulling carts, and it's fucking huge.
Yes.
Like, thick as hell, like Red Dead Redemption when you get that biggest horse possible, just like
Yes.
Of course.
excessive even,
Yeah, that's what Kaz went after.
but built as hell. Yeah, you grab that horse and
Hell
hop on
yeah.
it, and it makes you look small. It's just a
Hell
fucking-
yeah.
Rafi, as a 450-pound tortoise, is gonna search for the same type of horse.
Turns out there were two.
Nice.
Yes, there were.
Kaz one's is a light beige, and you see one that's like a dappled black and white. That's of similar build.
When Rafi gets his, Kaz nods, gives the nice, like, little, nice. Good call.
Claire's looking at all the horses, terrified. Maybe look for like a pony of sorts.
I grabbed Claire and put her on the back of mine.
Perfect.
Claire on the giant horse.
Yep.
Yes, you're on the back.
Barely
You'll be fine.
barely a turd in the wind.
That's right.
Della, what does yours look like?
She was my little draft horse, little
Oh, yeah.
We're not letting you out of our sight, Claire.
brown horse.
Perfect. And Hobby looks at the final horse, which is a little bit on the bigger side, but like a war horse, like muscular, thick. And looks over at you guys like,
I don't think I can ride a horse. To be honest with you.
You can try.
It's true. How?
I have a fucking snake body.
Oh,
Well,
So do I sometimes.
how fast can you move?
Let me look up my stat block.
maybe we can make like a. Maybe we can make a sled.
Oh, I can move as fast as you can.
Okay, so you can't just run with the horses.
We should make a sled.
All right.
Pull them.
Do you have any kind of like metal cart?
who are you asking?
The horse attendant.
You mean the manager of Botanica Magica that is
The
giving you
horse
horses?
attendant.
Yes.
It looks at you with his like tattooed, one side of his face tattooed, and the rest of him just towering like 7.5 feet tall. Just looks down. I do not sell sleds. Small
Right.
dwarf.
Well, we wouldn't be buying it; we'd be using it.
Okay, that's
I
not
do
sufficient.
not carry or keep metal sleds.
Oh,
Do you know where we might be able to find one?
There are a number of shops and patronages in this place. I'm sure you want to take the time to commission a piece like that, you can.
I kind of gotta.
Well,
You don't have anything that you transport goods on? Something with wheels, like a wagon?
I do not. This is a magical arms and weapons and items establishment. I have a chariot of flying, but that was not told to give you that as part of the arrangement.
well, it's just fine. I'm sure. Well,
Hmm.
Hobby's not going to be able to run this one. We can't really run it because we had to get there a little quickly.
Do you have any, like, anything that could hold him, perhaps? Like a harness?
I have bags of holding, but I imagine.
Can
your
they
friend
hold a
needs to
fire snake?
breathe.
Yeah.
Bag of holding can hold up to 500 pounds of anything you want, as long as it can fit into the lid.
How big is the snake? How big is the snake?
It's a large-sized creature.
I see.
No,
Never mind
He's a
then.
full-on salamander.
Okay, never mind then.
yeah, he's a big boy.
Wait, is he as big as the horse or bigger than the horse?
He is as big now. Now that he's evolved.
Hmm. Never mind then.
Kind of.
How far are we going?
According to what you've heard, 3 days travel.
Yes, 3
on
days
foot,
of travel.
So probably a day and a half on horseback.
Okay. Rafi was debating being an animal to transport Hobby, but not for that long. He's not.
A long time to be in wild shape.
Yeah.
What happens if you're in a wild shape that long? Do you, like, permanently stay that animal?
It's
No.
there's a limit on.
There's a time
I think it's
limit.
like yeah.
It's an hour
Okay.
per
I
tour.
thought it was like, oh, you're just stuck being
Yeah.
a whale. That's it.
You can do it for 8 hours.
And twice a day, so 16
Those
hours.
16 and then short rest. Boom.
Yeah, that's an option. What would
That
you like to
actually is
turn
an
into that could carry Hobby?
Let me look at my wild shapes. He's a what? Large?
Hobby is at large, yes. An option is an elephant, which is a huge beast.
Sure, let's be an elephant.
Slightly
about
faster
is
than
that?
How
he
about-
is.
How about
How
a
fast is the
T-Rex?
elephant?
It's 40 feet.
T-Rex is 50 feet.
I don't know if that's a higher CR than I think you can be with wild shape.
Oh wait, hang on. I have that
Yeah.
in there for
Elephant CR4.
Polymorph.
you can't filter on that in this part. Can you?
Based off of like CR or
No.
size.
You can when you add it, but let's go elephant.
Elephant. Okay. You can wild shape into a CR4.
No, I can do CR2. How about giant elk? That's a huge beast. CR2. 60 feet.
Okay.
Let's go.
60 feet. That
I was-
could work. Okay. With
That's
your
just
level 8 druid capabilities, you are able to keep pace with these riding horses that have been bestowed upon you. So you you dismount your dappled black and white monster of a horse, and you're like, actually, and then you transform into a big ass elk. The saddle is readjusted and fitted onto you. Still doesn't really make any sense for a fire snake, but he takes his little chainmail tube armor and he kind of wraps himself around you. And And it's hot. You're gonna get dehydrated pretty regularly, but fortunately, it's enough of a fix.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that issue's taken care of. Sweet.
Yay!
He can come with. Hooray.
Awesome. So there is a span of time here where you guys ride together out of Neverwinter. Hobby riding it on top of a giant fucking elk, and the rest of you on your various steeds. A day passes by, just heading, I believe it is east of Neverwinter and a little bit north, and you continue for the next half a day. Say, Rafi, you use, for this, when you're gonna arrive, you've used one wild shape.
Okay.
As you spend that time as an elk and just riding along, you see a small village, kind of off the path to the south. As far as you know, there's not really a lot of point to being there. But ahead to the north, you do see a massive tuft of just pure white, steamy, frothing cloud streaking up into the sky off of one solitary, like, stone hump. This thing stretches from anywhere from like 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet in the air, maybe. It's probably excessive, honestly. To just the steam plume just rising all the way up to the stratosphere. Like, it's gargantuan. And making your way up towards it, there is an interesting how do I describe entryway? Approaching the place on the southern slope, you see a cave that you, Blake, sorry, you know to be a conical cave known as the Wizard's Mouth.
Wizard's Mouth.
Yep. As you all kind of watch with your mounts there, there is just a vent of steam that just blasts out the side of it. And just for about 30 seconds. And then sucking back in all of a sudden. And just this really loud whistling noise that almost overpowers the noise of the plume giving off steam above you.
In the literature I read, this was described as the Wizard's Mouth. It appears to breathe as it looks. That's what people have said, interestingly enough.
Just this primordial feeling of power as this vent just gushes steam out. And I think, unless you guys feel like you want to keep going, I think that's where we might pause for tonight. We'll pick
I
up,
think it's a good spot to end.
pick up next week with you guys entering White Plume Mountain for the first time. By the way, there are also active lava spills everywhere as well, so don't feel like it's just rock and stone.
Rock and stone.
Don't die.
Yeah,
I mean, nothing wrong with a good rock and or stone.
there's nothing wrong with that, as the dwarf in you speaks to that. But yes, just giving you a little bit of tease of what's to come here by bringing you to the new map. I hope you all have enjoyed the session, and we get to come back in tomorrow, next week with this super fun dungeon. I've been doing a lot of reading and prep work for it, and it's so cool. But yeah, thank you all for joining us, and thank you my players for also participating. Thank you to Ty for joining us in the later end of the session. You were awesome. I can't wait to see more of your characters. You all get the shit kicked out of you inside of here. That'll be fine.
Oh, what?
What? I didn't say anything. What'd you say? What do you mean by that?
Nothing.
But yeah, the super tough infinite dungeon where 3 legendary weapons lie. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm already creating my my alt character when I die.
Your backup
Oh my
character.
God.
First of all, you're not allowed to fucking die. We went over that. Like,
Yeah, we have to keep
Yeah.
you alive. We're getting
You die,
And
we
that's
don't
on
get
you
paid.
guys, not me. I didn't. Well,
Wow.
Yeah,
I
Dylan's
didn't make
held
that
accountable
promise.
to that. Okay.
enter the human fighter.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
We
we
kept
get
having
to
a lifespan of 80.
lovely stuff for next week.
I have a lifespan of 80, so you gotta keep me alive for at least that long. So.
This Fire Genasi daddy needs him. But yeah, we'll pick up back here next week, and we hope to see you all here again as shit's getting even spicier. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. We will go into a raid. Love you all. Stay safe. Bye bye.
Goodbye.